any questions, feel free. If not, just let me know. You can email me another time.
Has anybody got any questions for Aaron? No, you stunned them all into silence, Aaron.
I'll put up everything in the chat, and if you want to know anything more, feel free to just drop me an email.
Fab, thank you. Thanks,
Thank
Aaron.
you.
Thank you very much. And moving on, Emma. Do you want to do your stuff? Hiya.
Yes, I will share. I've got some slides. I'll just share those. Sorry, if you were on the People of Pendle meeting, I'm afraid you get to listen to it all over again. So I won't mind if you go make a cup of tea. But let me just find them now. Here we go. Can you see those all right?
Yeah, we can see them.
Brilliant. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to put into slide view, so annoyingly I won't be able to see you. But if anyone wants to ask any questions as I go, just please shout out. Okay. Right. Can you see that in slide view now?
Yep.
Brilliant. Okay. Great. Yeah. So I'm Emma Golding. I am Partnership Officer at Energy Saving Trust, and we're working together with our funder, SP Electricity Northwest, and Citizens Advice in the Northwest to deliver Take Charge. So Take Charge is a free and impartial energy and money advice service, and it's available to all households in the region, and that's the only eligibility criteria that you live in the Take Charge patch. And that covers the whole of Lancashire, as well as Greater Manchester and Cumbria. So it's got 14 dedicated energy advisors, as well as specialist low carbon advisors, and they can help you take charge of your bills and save energy at home. So you can speak to an expert advisor, you can explore options online, and we've also got a tool that you can use to create your own personalised smart energy plan for your home. And I'll explain a bit more about this later. So since launching in 2023, we've supported over 65,000 households and helped them save over £25 million in savings. But we want to reach even more people. So we run several campaigns to raise awareness of fuel poverty and the support available. And by the end of last year, which was year 3 of the service, we delivered over 500 million opportunities to see or hear our awareness raising campaigns. So on screen, there's some examples. Hopefully you might have seen some of these out in the wild. Sort of, we've got bus shelters, backs of buses, in buses. And also we've been working with some social media influencers on our social channels just to try and reach as many different audiences as we can. So in terms of the support available, our advisors can help with energy efficiency advice, so immediate, easy changes that you can make at home that can add up and save you money on your energy bills. They can support with tariff switching. They can also advise on both low cost and larger scale energy efficiency measures that you can make at home. Funding available for those. They can also support with debt, energy debt, and to maximise income. And they can also support people who might be in a crisis, so need immediate help to kind of get the electricity back on, including fuel vouchers. So just to say a little bit more about that that online tool I mentioned, HomeWise. So this is a quick, easy and free tool that you can use to give you a personalised plan that's tailored to your home and kind of your priorities and circumstances. So it can help you understand the costs and the potential savings of any measures that you make to your property, and then customise that to suit your needs and your budget. So to use it, you just need to put in a bit of information about your home, answer some questions about your energy use, and that will help the tool calculate your fuel costs and determine what improvements are suitable. So it could advise on things like insulation, solar panels, as I say, give you an idea of the level of work involved, what how it might affect it appearance-wise, and then it creates a plan to kind of help you kind of move to that next stage of implementing those. And then you can actually then talk that through with some of our advisors, who can then also identify if there's any funding support you could get to help you with those. So you could get potentially funding to help with cavity or solid wall insulation, loft or roof insulation, energy efficient doors and windows, heating controls, all those kind of things. There might be help available for those. So it kind of helps people get over that initial barrier of not really knowing where to start, what the cost might be involved, kind of helps give you a plan of action. Next, I just wanted to mention some case studies, just to kind of highlight, I guess, how the support works in practice. So this one features Hannah. We've given her that name. That's not her real name. She's a private renter from Preston, and she contacted Take Charge after experiencing difficulties with her energy provider. When she moved into her property, she wasn't given an accurate reading, and the photos supplied by the landlord of the meter were blurred and unclear. So this resulted in being incorrectly billed for the previous tenant's usage. She tried to resolve this herself by contacting her energy supplier and her landlord, but was unable to make any progress. Obviously exacerbated by the fact that she couldn't actually physically access the meters herself. This is where she got in touch with Take Charge. They helped her investigate the issue with the supplier, and after reviewing the case, the company corrected the account and credited her fuel bill. She also received a full benefit check from the Take Charge advisors, which identified additional financial support she was eligible for. So she was advised she could apply for universal credit to help with housing costs and also reduce her council tax. So in addition to this, the advisors also provided tailored energy advice, including the benefits of smart meters, help understanding heating controls, advice on energy efficient cooking, carbon monoxide safety, and then general guidance on managing household energy use to really reduce those bills. So in terms of outcomes, she got over £110 of credit on her fuel bill, £366 per month in universal credit support, monies towards council tax reduction, and ultimately reported reduced stress and a noticeable improvement in her well-being. The second case study I just wanted to go through is from a lady called Mumta from Manchester. She was vulnerable due to numerous health conditions, and she contacted Take Charge to talk through how to reduce her energy use to help her keep warm at home because she was struggling. So the advisors helped Mumta to apply for an EcoFlex grant to make energy efficient improvements to her home. They completed a full review of her property, and she ended up getting improvements worth over £20,000 installed. So that included cavity wall insulation, solar panels, a hybrid air source heat pump, 2 energy efficient radiators, and ventilation to support with airflow. So ultimately, thanks to these improvements, Mumta significantly reduced her gas usage, going from being in debit to being in credit, and the new solar panels have reduced her electricity bills by a third. So ultimately, the support has made a big impact on Mumta's health and well-being. Next, I just wanted to mention the low carbon advice side of Take Charge. So this is really focused on supporting the transition to net zero and making sure no one's left behind. So for some people, this transition is going to be more challenging, particularly people who might live in rural areas, renters, people who have limited off-road parking, for example. So this is where the Take Charge advisors can really kind of explain kind of what the benefits of these technologies are, and what might be suitable for people's circumstances and properties, and then any funding support available to kind of take advantage of those. So Take Charge advisors can provide that free, impartial and expert advice around low carbon tech to help you make the right decision for you and your property. Similarly to the money and energy advice side, it's available to all households across the Take Charge patch. And our advisors keep up to date with grants and funding, so you can be directed towards those. And kind of just touching on, I guess, why this is important. This slide kind of shows where we're projected to be in sort of around 15 years' time. So it's expected that nearly 1 in every 2 dwellings will have a heat pump. Customers are projected to consume nearly twice the amount of electricity usage as they do today, and nearly 9 out of 10 customers are expected to be driving electric vehicles. So I guess we're here to support people get from where they are now to kind of potentially something looking a bit like that future. So I was just interested to know where everyone on the call kind of sees themselves in relation to that kind of transition to a low carbon future. I don't know if I can't see anyone, so if you're happy to sort of shout out, does anyone consider themselves to be in that first yellow box, which is I know very little about low carbon technologies and I'm not ready to make any changes? Anyone see themselves here?
There's
I'll take
nobody
that.
putting their hand up, Emma.
Okay, excellent. So the next one is I know a bit about low carbon technologies and I'm thinking about changes I can make. Anyone see themselves at this point in the journey?
I know I'm there. Lee's just put his hand up.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
me too.
Caroline, yeah, Lisa.
Can I ask what sort of things you're thinking about? If anyone's happy to share. In terms of like what sort of tech are you looking at?
Well, we do have solar panels on our roof, but I think that's as far as we go in, using low carbon technologies. We could do with knowing more about it.
Brilliant. And is that did you have them installed, or did they kind of come with the property when you moved in?
We had them installed.
Oh, okay, fantastic, excellent. Anyone else?
Lisa's still got a hand up.
Hiya. I know a little bit. We're hoping to move very shortly. Our house is going up for sale very soon, so that's sort of at the back of my mind.
Right.
When we do move, but we don't know where yet. But it's going to be in the Hyndburn area where we live now. So I just need to take some information off this really and have a think about it.
Yeah. Well, that's a really good point. I mean, that's kind of another thing to consider is kind of when you do it and
Yeah.
when you're moving in is the perfect time, isn't it? Before you
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's on our radar anyway.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for sharing that. And then lastly, is anyone at this point, I've done my research and I'm actively making changes, or I've already adopted low carbon technology? I know certainly a few people on the call have already mentioned that they've got some low carbon tech. Anyone else happy to share?
I've got a electric car and I've got the solar panels. I looked into a heat pump, but it was just not viable at the time, so I had to get myself a gas boiler.
Right. Yeah.
And even with is it 5,000 that the government are offering
For the
it
heat
still does-
pumps,
Mm,
I think it might be
Is it
7,500.
7?
Yeah, I think I can double check that. Yeah.
even with that, it wouldn't be worthwhile at the moment until my gas boiler is dying. And I'm just looking into replacing the gas in the on the cooker as well, so that I'll be on that road to getting a
On
heat
that
pump.
pathway, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. And are you finding kind of having the solar panels and the EV kind of helps in terms of kind of benefiting, I guess,
Well, it's,
cost-wise?
particularly at the moment, yeah. When you're looking at
Mm.
what petrol prices are, it's ridiculous. Having
Yeah,
said that, I'm not smug. When you go to the when you go on holiday and you've got to use the chargers at the service stations, you're probably paying more than you do for petrol. So I mean, it's dead cheap. Normally, my electricity bill's probably no more expensive than anybody else's, and I do about 16,000 miles a year. However, that those costs when you're on holiday, and it's not that straightforward as everyone, when you do go and try and get your car charged up, especially in the summer holidays, you can often be in a big queue, and
Right.
the pumps don't always work, and they insist. I mean, when you pay for petrol at a petrol station, they don't want to know your inside leg measurement before you get the petrol. Whereas when The companies are that bad. They make it really awkward for you to access the fuel without
Right.
giving them all the info that they need about you, so that they can sell it to Palantir, so that one day they'll shoot me down. So
Yeah, there's still a ways to go on that side, isn't there? But I think
yeah.
hopefully, yeah, we're seeing improvements happening quickly. I could see there's sort of different funding schemes available to kind of develop that network of charge points. So hopefully it is improving. But yeah, I mean, good things to kind of be aware of in terms of how it will work for you and your circumstances.
Until the government unpegs the price of electricity from the price of gas, heat pumps don't look, unless you've got amazing insulation in your house, it doesn't look like they're actually economically viable anyway. So we need a change in the system, don't we, really, of pricing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, to really actually benefit from it. Yeah. Well, thanks for that. That was really helpful. Thanks for sharing.
I think it's the infrastructure. We haven't got, we all want to do certain things, and we're all willing to do certain things, as Kate's been saying, but it's the infrastructure that's just not there to support it, and it's prohibitively expensive for people, despite the grants that are being offered. I know I'd have solar panels tomorrow, but my roof needs doing, and I can't afford to get my roof done to get the solar panels. So, it's just prohibitively expensive for people.
Yeah, there's a lot more involved to consider, but I think that's hopefully where the advisors can help a little bit to see if there are other sources of funding, or kind of be able to prioritize kind of what you're able to do. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, hopefully, as I say, we're going to see the developments in the infrastructure, particularly for electric vehicles. But yeah, there's still a ways to go, particularly in rural areas, for that. So yeah, just to confirm that in terms of the different low carbon technologies, the advisors can advise on things like smart meters, the solar panels, electric vehicles, and heat pumps. They're really here to kind of talk people through whatever stage of kind of understanding they might have about these technologies, and dispel some of the common myths that people still have around some of them. So for example, smart meters, some people think that they can spy on people in their homes, that they give off high levels of radiation, that it costs money to install, where this is, you can apply to get that through your energy company. So yeah, there's lots of kind of common myths still out there, kind of stopping people kind of moving forward with some of these. Similarly with solar panels, some people think maybe they only work when it's sunny, that they have to be on a roof that's south facing, and also kind of, I guess, as we were touched upon, there are, you do have to be aware of kind of exactly what the benefits will be to you financially by having those installed, and like the sort of payback periods. So again, this is where the advisors can really help talk through the different options. Okay, what we've kind of talked through some of the issues with electric vehicles, and then around heat pumps. Again, kind of as we were sort of discussing, you do really need to look at what is going to be suitable for your property, the size of your property, the circumstances. But again, this is where the advisor can help kind of understand what might be the right size, what other things you might need to consider, like installing different radiators that are more, going to benefit, help you see the benefits from the heat pump, etc. Okay, just a couple more things I wanted to mention. One was around something called the RTS switch off. So this is to do with some old meter technology that's been phased out. So the radio signal that controls RTS electricity meters is going to be switched off. This was used to tell some older meters when to switch between the peak and off-peak rates. So basically, when that is switched, it's happening in a sort of phased approach. It started in June last year, and you should, if you have one of these, or you should have been contacted by your energy supplier. But if you have any concerns, speak to one of the advisors. They can kind of talk through what the process will be to make sure that you aren't suddenly left without that facility. And then just to mention how people can get in touch with us. So you can go to our website, Take Charge Today, and then we've got 2 free phone numbers. So one kind of to take you if you've got more concerns around money or energy advice, and then another number to speak to one of our low carbon tech advisors. You can also request a callback online, either for yourself, or you can use that online form to refer someone. And I also just wanted to mention that you can sign up for SP Electricity Northwest's Extra Care Register that way as well, either online or by speaking to one of the advisors. So that can be really important for vulnerable people to get extra support during a power cut. We've got various resources, both digital and hard copies. So we've got these thermometer cards, which are quite useful for having conversations around healthy temperatures of your main room. And our advisors are also really keen to come out to events. So if you've got any events, groups where you'd be happy to have a talk or some one-to-one advice drop-in sessions, then please let me know. We'd be really happy to come out. Last few things, we've also got our social media channels. We're on Instagram and Facebook. We've got lots of useful content as well. I mentioned the kind of work with some of those influencers. So yeah, if you're happy to kind of share any of that with your channels, that would be great. And last thing, we're also going to be running an 8-module series of online sessions about low carbon technologies. I'm going to be starting off with solar panels. So if anyone's interested in finding out more, they're really kind of designed to kind of talk through, I guess, different issues and kind of get people thinking about how it might be suitable for them. So yeah, I can send some more information around how you can register your interest in those. Okay, that's it from me. Thanks very much for listening. I'll stop sharing.
Fab, thank you, Emma. Has anybody got any questions for Emma?
Yeah, am I okay to ask a question?
Of course.
Yeah, okay, thanks for that, Emma. That was really well presented. So I'm from Citizens Advice East Lancashire. Just wondering how you work with local Citizens Advice in the Northwest. Have you got a kind of referral system or?
Yes, so it's coordinated by Citizens Advice Manchester,
Right.
and then we work with, I think it's 2 or 3 other local Citizens Advice. I think it's West Lancashire.
West Lancs, yeah.
And I can't remember the acronym for the Greater Manchester
That's okay,
one.
don't worry.
But yeah, there's a few different Citizens Advice we work with that sort of refer in.
Right.
But yeah, we're also kind of keen to coordinate more widely with other partners, with yourselves, for example. But yeah, that's sort of how the model works.
Right. That's great. Is it okay if we have a catch up and then we can see
Yeah, that'd be great.
places to go? Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant.
Thank
Yeah,
you
thanks.
for that. Cheers.
I'll put my email in the chat.
Lovely. Thank you.
Cheers.
Angela.
Are people able to self-refer, or do you have to be a referral agency?
No, not at all. You can self-refer, yeah. So you can phone direct, or as I say, there's that online callback form. So you can just fill that in whenever, and you'll get a call back from an advisor.
If you could send some information to Tracy to disseminate, I can share this amongst our peer support groups.
Brilliant.
I mean, you'd be very welcome to attend the peer support groups if you wanted, but that would be up to you. I can disseminate the information for you, or you'd be very welcome. If I pop my email address in the chat, do you want to have a separate conversation?
Yeah, no,
Lovely,
that sounds
thank
great.
you.
Yeah, I think that's right, Tracy. I'll send the slides out and you'll send them around. Yeah, so it's got all the info there. But yeah, that'd be great to have a little chat. Cheers.
The slides will be available on Burnley Link's webpage on our website after the meeting. Are they the same slides as People of Pendle, Emma?
They just have a couple of tweaks, so I'll send you these ones. Okay. Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah. Okay, no worries. Okay, anyone else got any questions for Emma? No, great stuff. Thank you, Emma. Wonderful as always. Thank you very much. Very informative. So the next 3 items on the agenda, I think I'm going to combine because I'm like that. So I'll go around the screen and any emerging themes. So what people presenting with? Is there anything that's worrying you or concerning you about people that are coming to your organisation for support? Last time, just to give you an idea, last time we had an update from Sid, who was concerned about veterans getting the help and support that they need. So I've passed that on to the Health and Wellbeing Partnership at Burnley. Any wellbeing updates? So this is a standing item for anybody that's doing anything to do with wellbeing and wants to shout about it. And any information that you've got on your organisation. So if you can say who you are and where you're from, and then launch into whatever you want to do. I'm going to go around the screen, Angela, but do you want to go first?
Yes, please. We've been contacted by the Commissioner at Lancashire County Council, who is asking for 3 or 4 member carers to come along and meet the directors of adult social care to have a conversation about how their experiences of engaging with adult social care are. What I'm going to do is, I've got a couple of people in mind, but if you know of anybody that you think might want to come to that, it's on the 10th of June, but I'm going to pick people up and take them in my car because it is at County Hall, and I understand that that's quite a long way to go for people. So if you know of anybody that you think might want to come and actually speak directly with the directors at Adult Social Care, this is a fabulous opportunity that we might not get for a long time again. So just put them in touch with me if you would. Thank you.
Angela, we might have some from our Adult Social Care social connectors.
Okay.
So will you whiz me an email to remind me? You know what my memory
Of course
is
I will.
like.
Yeah. What he's actually going to do, the Commissioner of the Service, is going to put it all in an email for me today, and I'll just forward that on to you when I get it, Tracy. Thank you.
Thanks, Angela. Thank you very much. Okay, so now Angela's gone first. She's like that, you see. She pushes in front. Don't ever get in a queue with her. I'm going to go round my screen. If you've nothing to say, that's absolutely fine. Just say I've nothing today, Trace, and I'll move on. So, Naveed, you're first on my screen. Have you got anything you'd like to update on?
Thank you, Tracy. Not much. It's just that it's very quiet at the moment. Don't want to jinx it. We've just had the women's football Premier, whatever it was, celebration.
They got promoted, didn't they?
On Monday. So I know my colleagues worked really hard on making sure that happened. The other thing just to mention is the elections. So just making sure that people registered to vote, anybody that you engage with, registered to vote so that they can vote and that they know where they're voting if they're doing postal or that's the only other thing. The third thing I want to say is my leaflet should be signed off today, Tracy. I'm going to send out a leaflet if you can circulate it. It might help people who engage with community residents. At the moment, there's a lot of misinformation, a lot of stuff that flies around that creates confusion, tension for people, bit of scaremongering for people. So there's a leaflet that we've produced about misinformation, disinformation and malinformation, which we're very happy for you, once it's circulated, pass it on and pass it on and pass it on. So yeah, that's it from me. Thank you.
Fab, thank you. Thanks, Naveed. Thank you. Kate, you're next on my screen.
I've just got something that's happening at Clitheroe Castle that I thought people might be interested in. And that is an event about with Academy Gloriana, experts in historical swordsmanship. And it's for anyone interested in history, European martial arts and historical swordsmanship. And that's on the 2nd of May and the 3rd of May, so it's this weekend. And it's at Clitheroe Castle. So I'll put that in the chat.
Fab, thank you, Kate. Thank you very much. Caroline, excuse me, Caroline, you're next on my screen.
I was just going to take a note of that. Anyway, yeah, so we've got 2 events coming up next week. I have put it in the chat previously. First is training happening on the 5th of May, behaviour change workshop happening at Pendle, yes, in Nelson. It's from Andrew Levy at Edge Hill, and it's for community volunteers and workers who want to learn how to use knowledge and practical skills to help support healthier lifestyles. I think they teach a different way of communicating with, with clients to make more effective changes, I think. That's right, Tracy, is it?
It is. It was originally put together for to raise awareness around cancer and looking out for signs and things like that. But they realised, and it's put together specifically for young men. But this training, they've realised, can be used for any kind of health-related matter, and it is really good. I've been on it. It's not difficult. Andrew's lovely, who runs the course from Edge Hill, and they're doing it for us and for all of our groups and volunteers free of charge. So, so you know, you'd normally take this kind of course, don't you, Caroline?
Yeah. So if you're interested, there's another one happening a couple of weeks later in Rosendale. If you're interested, please email the hub at bprcvs.co.uk. And secondly, on Friday, the 8th of May, there's going to be a Stories of Hope event at Gano Community Centre. This is from New Neighbours Together, and it's stories from asylum seekers and refugees who have been through the process. And that's from 10 in the morning at Gano.
Take your tissues if you're going, because it is really harrowing, some of the stories, and inspirational, some of the stories. So yeah, and Ruth and her merry gang are available to come along to your groups or workplaces to talk about the asylum seekers and refugees experiences. So so if you'd like to go along, please do join us at Ghana. I'm saying join us. I won't be there. I'm on election duties that day. I'll be counting. I've been practicing counting. So thank you, Caroline. Is there anything else?
No, that's it. Thanks.
Okay, there is a coffee, cake and collaboration in May, which will be held at the Chai Centre. I can't remember what date it is. What date is it?
Is it the 19th?
I think something like that. We'll be sending out information on that anyway. Coffee, Cake and Collaboration, for anybody that doesn't know, is for volunteers and volunteer involving organisations to come along and share best practice, have a moan, but best of all, you get some cake that is made by Caroline's sister. And on Tuesday, what did she make? Were they rhubarb and custard blondies?
Yeah, they were amazing, weren't they?
And delicious by all accounts. So
my mum was very disappointed there weren't any left.
Oh, you see. So please do come along if you are a volunteer. Angela's been a couple of times. She's been barred though recently for pushing into the front. But yeah, thank you very much. So Lee, have you got any updates for us?
Yeah, on the menopause.
Excellent.
So we've got a workshop starting on the 10th of June, and it's going to be looking at an introduction to managing symptoms of menopause, employment support, improving mood, problem solving, managing sleep, improving confidence, restructuring thoughts, that kind of topic really, and looking at maintenance plans as well. I tried to drop the flyer. We've got a flyer for it into the chat, but it wouldn't accept it. So am I okay to send that to you? If you
of course
share it, thank you. But yeah, so people can refer in the normal way. They can go on the Talking Therapies website and refer in, or they can call the office. It's got the numbers on the flyer. That's probably best, to be honest, because that'll be the quickest way for people to get registered.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Fab, thank you very much. And I know I shouldn't say it, but I am always a little bit skeptical about this. As a menopausal woman, you get quite angry about people saying, why don't you just take a bath? Why don't you just go for a walk? And it's like, oh. So is there some anger management within that as well?
I was just going to say we should have some anger management, shouldn't we?
Hey, can I just say, Tracy, just for the record, on a positive is we've got this face and it's like you just don't listen to people anymore and you've got an opinion because you're an adult.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I'll suggest adding that though, the anger management. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's more like rage management, so it's a step up above anger. Yeah, I'm getting loads of nods from all the ladies on here.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you very much. Kat, have you got anything you'd like to update us on, or any help that you'd like to ask for?
Thanks. Kat from St Matthew's Church. Just one thing for me. So on Friday, the 29th of May, the outdoor performance space at Harderclough Park in Southwest Burnley is going to be officially launched. It's been there for quite a while, but it's having an official launch. So from 1 till 4, there'll be a free community event. The Makaton Signing Choir will be performing, basically Cheer will be doing some workshops and performances. I think we've got a samba band doing some workshops and performances. So just a good event to signpost people to 1 till 4 on the 29th of May. That's with the Southwest Burnley Community Action Network.
Fabulous. Thank you, Kat. Oh, the samba band's brilliant. They are so loud. I love a loud band. Thank you very much, Kat. Hayley.
No updates as such, just to let everyone know that we have our youth mental health first aid 2-day training course. 2 courses running in June, so it's for anyone who's working with children and young people aged 8 to 18 years, around mental health in general and ways to support them. So I'll pop the email address in the chat, and if anyone's interested in coming to the free 2 days training, just email and we can let you know.
Fabulous.
Your place.
Thank you, Hayley. Thank you very much. Claire, have you got any updates for us? Or indeed, people can ask for help on here as well. I know I said it to Kat, but you know, you can ask, so you see I'm struggling for a venue or whatever. Sorry, Claire.
No, it's all right. No major updates really from health visiting school nursing sort of side. One theme that I have picked up on, I work across East Lancashire, and there's speaking to various GP surgeries, things like that, there is a decline in uptake of immunisations for children. So they are trying to really push on that at the moment. I suppose the message is to, you know, if anybody asks you around immunisations or anything, is just to get the information from a valued source. Yeah. There's lots of videos, as with every topic, videos going around on TikTok and all that sort of thing. Influencers, you know, things like that. So it's just making sure that the information that's out there is from NHS.
Yeah, great stuff. Thank you, Claire. I'm sure we'll all help out with that. Is there anything else? No? Okay. No, you don't. You've muted yourself. Okay, Freya. You keep popping in and popping back out again.
I'm really sorry about... Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
It's all working. Okay, I'm so sorry. We have just got one update, and it's from our volunteering team rather than mine. So if people have got any questions, I've put their email address in the chat. So it's about our Global Leadership Development Programme, which has been running for many years now, and it's a programme where our students and people who are asylum seekers and refugees go on this programme of development and skills building together. So they're both on the programme, and basically, if you could spread the word, or if you've got any questions around the programme, please do get in touch with that team, because it's a great initiative, and they do need to be over 18 and they do need enough English that they could take part in the programme, and they do need to be able to commute to Burnley. So they don't have to be in Burnley, but they have to physically be able to get there somehow. So that's that.
Thank you, Freya. Have you? I'm sure you are. You're linked up with Ruth at New Neighbours Together, aren't you? Or the team will be. I would have thought
that team. I would have thought will be, but like I said, I don't know, but I would imagine that they are.
Yeah. See, this is it. We're given information, Freya, but we're not given just that enough information, are we? Thank you for that. Thank you all. Has anybody else got anything they'd like to update on, or any questions or shout outs for help? No? Okay. So I've been putting in the chat, as I do, I've been putting in the chat just in case I don't get a chance to give our updates. Please do join Helping Hands Lottery. It's only £1 a ticket. It raises valuable funds for our small groups and also for CVS. And small groups can register and they can sell their own tickets, and they can raise a lot of funds. There is a group, I think it's in Rosendale, that is smashing it at the moment. They've raised so far something like £5,000. So you can if you've got family and friends and you sell the tickets to everyone, it's only £1. So and most of our staff are signed up and most of our volunteers are signed up, I think. In fact, we might make it a condition of service that they have to sign up to the lottery. I won't. Anyway, there's that, and there's, as you've heard from Caroline, there's plenty of courses going on for volunteers. We are recruiting panel members again for our Integrated Care Board Social Prescribing Fund, and also for our Eric Wright Larger Fund. So if you'd like to be a panel member, we give full briefing, full training. If you've never done it before, it is quite an interesting experience. It is quite a high time commitment. People don't realise, but it is quite a high time commitment. So think about it, and if you do want to get involved, please do email our group support. The email's in the chat. Is there anything else? We are reviving our working group, which looks at our policies, processes. Our working group has looked at our application process for the ICB small groups funding and made some suggestions, some of which we've implemented, some of which we can't because usually for practical reasons we can't, but we're looking to recruit again. So if you'd like to be part of our working group that looks at some of our policies, processes, we're looking to look at our monitoring and evaluation process and a brand new self-assessment measure for small groups, which will highlight achievements and areas for development, and which will help us to put on training courses where it's needed and shout about the achievements that our small groups have. So I think that's all. I think I'm doing really, really well, considering I've got menopause brain and fogged up to the max. Is there anything else, Caroline, that I've forgotten, do you think, that I should be saying? I'm relying on Caroline.
I'm pretty sure you've covered everything you could have done. We'll think of something later, won't we?
Well, oh yeah, it'll come to me later. So if anybody's got anything that they'd like to be, we don't send emails round as a general rule, because members said to us that they were getting loads and loads of emails and information were getting lost. So what we do, we will send a link round to the meeting. So this has been recorded. So we'll send a link round to the meeting so you can get into the chat and you can look at what's in the chat. We'll also send a transcript round which has all the information in. All of that too will be posted onto our webpage for Burnley Linked. Any information that you all send, unless it's date sensitive and specifically asked for, we will post on the web page as well. So everything's on Burnley Linked. So bookmark the Burnley Linked page and take a look at that. Anything else, please do give us a shout if we can help with anything. If you've anything that you want to publicise, anything that you want to shout about, anything that you want to ask for help with, please do give us a shout. So thank you very much for being so engaged and so engaging. And you know what? We've finished a bit early. So everybody thinks you're in this meeting. People have heard me say this before. I'm a great one for skiving. So I'm not calling it skiving. I'm calling it a well-being session. You've got 5 or 10 minutes now that everybody thinks you're in this meeting. You don't have to go anywhere else. You can go and eat chocolate in a corner if you want. You can go and have a stroll about outside. And I will tell everybody that you've been in this meeting, and everybody else will as well. So secret, shh. Don't tell anybody we finished this early. Have a lovely day, everybody, and I will see you. If I don't see you before, I'll see you next month. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thanks,
all.
everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
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 Navi, can you stay on? I mean, oh, well, she's gone.